Welcome to RCAM. I'm your host today, Ryan, and thank you for tuning in. So today we are going to be discussing this crazy video of women for Kamala, and one woman in particular just doing the most flagrant virtue signaling I've ever seen in my life. So we'll talk about that. We're also going to be talking about these weirdos that are bringing fake babies to a baby convention. It's just weird, it's just creepy. In addition, we'll discuss some updates to the Gina Carano lawsuit and Dr. Disrespect returning to Twitter. So all that today and more. If you like this content, please like, follow, subscribe, click that notification bell. That helps me out a great deal. If you don't already have it, go ahead and download the Rumble app. What are you waiting for? Rumble is awesome. They are champions of free speech. And once you download it, go ahead and search for my channel, RCAM, and follow my channel directly from the app. And this will make sure that you get a notification every time that we go live. Or you can click the link in the description or pinned to the live chat to download the Rumble video on your app. It's free, so what are you waiting for? Also, if you prefer to watch us on the big screen, it's also available on Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, Roku, LG, Samsung TV. All you need to do is search Rumble. All right. So today, I find myself increasingly more disappointed with white people who are sorry for being white. White people that feel the need to apologize for the color of their skin and feel the need to grovel at the feet of people of color or black people or indigenous people, whatever term that you want to use. There are these groups of white people that just feel like they have to grovel to them. And it's honestly, it's cringy to me. I suffer from secondhand embarrassment watching it, but this is what some white people do. And that is going to bring me to this Zoom call that is crazy. We got Jason D123 in the chat. What's up, bro? All right. This is just so cringy. So former teacher turned influencer infantilizes the white women for Kamala Harris and suggests that white women should never correct black women. And this headline is not exaggerating. She really does not believe that white women should correct black women. Oh, it looks like I got a sub. Thanks, bruh. All right, let's play this.
Ariel Fodor, affectionately known as Mrs. Frazzle, to her combined audience of over 1.5 million followers, is here to help gentle parent us through this election.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I am so honored to speak today. I am like shaking to just be among such incredible company. We are here because, as if you were here earlier, you've heard BIPOC women have tapped us in as white women to step up, listen, and get involved this election season.
If you don't know what BIPOC is, if you need help understanding the woke dictionary, because they have their own dictionary, I believe it stands for, oh man, I had it before. Something indigenous people of color.
And this is a really important time, and we all need to use our voices and influence for the greater good. No matter who you are all influencers in some way. So tonight, I'm going to share some do's and don'ts for getting involved in politics online and navigating the toxicity that comes with it. And spoiler alert, as much as the toxicity can come from the outside, it can come from us too. So first, don't isolate yourself. We can do our best work when we're in community together like we are tonight, because the toxic feels smaller when we support each other. But don't make it about yourself. As white women, we need to use our privilege to make positive changes. if you find yourself talking over or speaking for BIPOC individuals, or God forbid, correcting them, just take a beat and
heaven forbid you correct a Black individual. Oh my God. What are you thinking? Crazy? What? God forbid.
instead we can put our listening ears on. So do learn from and amplify the voices of those who have been historically marginalized, and use the privilege you have in order to push for systemic change. As white people, we have a lot to learn and unlearn. So do check your blind spots. You are responsible for your algorithm, believe it or not.
Oh God. All right. So if she sounds a little bit infantilizing, that's because she is. She is infantilizing. This is actually her whole stick is being an insufferable, infantilizing white woman. That is her whole thing. That's what she does. She grovels. She's obnoxious, and she tries to do it in a sweet way, but it just comes off as condescending and schmarmy. Yeah, so you can never correct. You can never correct
Ariel Kodar, affectionately
a BIPOC person. You're not allowed to. That's a no-no. You can't do that. Bad other white women who do this. You're not allowed to do that. No, you got to get in line. Whatever they say is true. It doesn't matter if it has no basis in reality. You just have to smile, go along, and be a good, obedient servant to this class that supposedly is marginalized. Weird. So yeah, this I just found appalling, and I don't know how many people total join these Zoom sessions, but it looks like a lot. At least in screen we can see a decent amount of women, and I don't know how anybody comes into this Zoom call, listens to this woman talk, and is just like, what the hell are you talking about? So we're never allowed to correct them. We're never allowed to have our own opinions or make suggestions. We can't talk over them. What if they're saying abject nonsense? Huh? Are we allowed to correct them then? Nope. You can't. You got to check your privilege. You gotta prostrate with your white guilt and kiss the boot. And literally, there are white people that will do this, and it disgusts me. It is repulsive, because I don't think any human being should be behaving this way. And white people especially should not apologize or feel bad for being white. Kai writes, very strange. I don't know why they belittle themselves in this way. I don't either. And it's typically just liberal white women. Thankfully, it's contained to them. But and liberal white men, because they also had their own struggle session, white men. I don't have the footage for that, but they did have their own room where some of them, there's one guy that shared about how he cried when Hillary Clinton lost the election, and he didn't cry tears of joy. He was sad. Imagine being a grown man and crying when Hillary Clinton loses. Oh, we don't have a woman president. Wow, it's so gay. And when Kamala does lose, there's going to be grown men crying like little girls, brainwashing people into a passive culture. Yeah, that's exactly what this is, by the way. It is brainwashing. And she talks about whites, making systemic change. Do you want to know something about systematic racism? It requires systems to work, all right? And there's actually more evidence of systemic racism the other way, because we have to sit through a lot of organizations do these DEI trainings where you have to be lectured on why it's bad to be white and why you need to do exactly what she suggested and shut up and listen. Don't talk over BIPOC people. apologize for being white, and check your privilege at the door. They actually have trainings that do that stuff. And you want to know how I know this? I've been in them. I've seen them with my own two eyes. I'm not kidding when I say this. I went through a training where they opened the training. They opened the training with a midget. A midget, a transgender woman, aka a man masquerading as a woman, and literally, you know, every other ethnicity other than white that you could possibly imagine. That's how they opened the training up. And this person was, the trans person was going on about pronouns. So they have these trainings. It's systemic, and it's racism against white people. And she perpetuates this stuff, man. And if you thought that was bad, it gets worse, man. She gets worse because obviously this started making rounds, and Miss Frazzled's TikTok became got into the spotlight. So again, this is her shtick. Her shtick is being an insufferable, infantilizing white woman. That's what she does. All right.
Hi, friends. It's time to share the Arctic now. Your turn is all done. Got it, got it. I know you like when people share with you. Well, you need to share the Earth with everyone, plants, animals, and people. The White House had to take special action to protect 13 million acres of land in the Alaskan Arctic because the Arctic is a super special place. Yeah, people need gas for cars these days, but there are more respectful ways to do it. All taking things from super special places hurts nature. So let's turn your choices around and find ways to help the Earth instead. Did you know places like the Arctic need to stay cool to keep our planet the right temperature? When you protect places like the Arctic, you are helping keep the Earth cool. And touch your listening ears. Because you made sad choices, now you need to stay in your area. And these 13 million acres of protected land over here are not for you anymore. Does that make sense?
Kill me.
Okay? Okay.
I'm never
Now we know special places need to be protected, and we're all done taking up space that's not ours. Shine on for protecting our planet.
You're an insufferable white woman. Got it? It's just so obnoxious. Oh, Lord help me. And what makes this worse is this woman has, I don't have the following count in here. Damn it. Well, obviously her pronouns. Come on. Because we couldn't tell that this was a woman by looking at her. We needed her to tell us. I would have never guessed that was a woman. Wow. I'm glad she provided this needed context. So inspiring. Save the Arctic. Yeah, the Arctic. Yeah, Jason D is inspired by that infantilizing talk. Talk to people like they're toddlers and their infants, and I'm sure that's going to convince them to abandon gas. Forget about the fact that most people can't afford electric vehicles right now. Got it. And also they we don't have the electrical grid to support going electric right now. Got it. And also gas is actually pretty a reliable form of energy, and we don't want to have the collapse of our nation without it, and be paying inordinate amount in food and heating and everything that's associated with gas. So yeah, this woman, man, she's got to be one of the most insufferable white women on TikTok right now. Not gonna lie, and I've covered a few of them. All right, so she's a good contender. I should one day just do a list and just put them all out and just do a bracket of who's most obnoxious, and we'll see who wins out. But yeah, if you're a white woman, one, you don't have to apologize for your skin color. Your skin color is fine. Being white is beautiful. It's a good thing. I'm not saying that doesn't mean that being another skin color is a bad thing. I'm saying your skin color is fine. All right, you don't have to apologize for it. You don't have to check your privilege. You don't have any privilege. Just be who you are. Be comfortable in the skin, the body that God gave you. You don't have to grovel at the feet of Black people to get their approval. You don't have to do any of that. You can be happy with who you are, and you're not bad like the media makes you out to be. And I think that's fine, and hopefully you don't listen to women like this who treat you like children. All right. Next video, equally as disturbing, just weird. All right. And I will read some of these comments because apparently the video I'm about to show you might be for like women who have lost children or are unable to conceive. But it doesn't make it any less weird, okay? Some people are doing that to cope with the fact that this is weird. It's just weird. All right. So let's play this video. None of these are real babies. They're all fake. Fake baby. Fake baby. That looks like Chucky doll. Another Chucky fake baby. Ugh. Dude, that one looks real. Clearly a doll. All right, come on. Tell me that's not creepy as hell. Tell me that's not just one of the weirdest things you've ever seen. Yes, this has to be the plot of a scary movie. Plot twist, they go full-blown Megan and start start attacking everybody. What the hell do people do at a baby convention with fake baby? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. It's just weird. So this person, the comments, there are women who want to have children but are socially awkward or super shy to date, or women who had miscarried, and this is how they process or begin to process their loss. This is still weird. Like, this doesn't make it better. That's still weird. If I lost any of my kids and I'm walking around carrying a fake baby doll pretending it's them, you guys would rightly identify me as being a psychopath because that's psychotic behavior. That's not something normal people do. All right? It's fine when you're a little kid and you're learning to be a mom. Weird when you're an adult. All right? Surely these women have friends with kids, and I would recommend they get a kid and get a real kid, but if they're doing this, I would worry for that child. I would worry for that child's safety. I'd be very concerned. So maybe they're better off doing the weird baby doll thing at conventions. Maybe that's a better solution for them than having real kids, because that doesn't seem mentally stable to me. That just seems bizarre and strange. This is, someone says, this is incredibly unsettling to other people because it is an unhealthy fixation. Yes. Some people who are aghast at this behavior simply want to make sense of it so they mock or shun. No, wait, I don't think we're agreeing. This is a healthy defense. No, it's not. It is not a healthy defense mechanism. I think it's coping as much as substituting and developing unhealthy attachments to objects. Guess it's healthier than meth. Is it though? Oh man, it's just weird, man. What's sad about this is most of those women who have lost a child had about the age of the doll they owned. It's still weird. I'm sorry. Like, loss doesn't give you the right to do weird things like this. It doesn't. It just doesn't. It's weird. There's just healthier ways to cope with loss than doing that. And I'm just not confident that's what this is. This could very be like these are all speculations. All all single overweight women probably are a horror movie already. Oh man. Oh, I have a decent one. A normal woman walks into one of these with her baby, not realizing it's a doll show. She starts to leave only to realize her baby is plot twist. That would be crazy. That was good. But yeah, just weird behavior from women. White women are not okay right now, all right? Predominantly is white women. They need help. Check in on your white female friends. They may be going through something right now. All right. Do you guys like coffee? Because I do. And this is Rumble's 1775 coffee. It's time to say goodbye to Starbucks and say hello to Rumble's 1775 coffee. Unlike other brands, this is a coffee that backs free speech. It backs it, it supports it, and is unapologetic about it. Visit 1775coffee.com. Use promo code STUDIO40 to get 40% off any coffee subscription. The coffee comes in medium, dark roast. It also comes in pea berry, which is similar to Kona coffee. In other words, this stuff is premium. The good coffee, had some before the show. That's why I'm all chipper. But it's good stuff. All right. I've only date white women and they've all had issues. There's a sign, bro. So I say bro to Jason D because that's literally my bro. That's actually my brother. Yeah, that's why you should date a Latina woman. They're spicy, they're fiery, but they're awesome. All right. Let's get into the Gina Carano story because I think this is something I've been following for a long time, by the way, since Gina Carano got the axe from Disney. And I remember this woman after she got fired from Disney for listing her pronouns as beep, bop, boop in her Twitter bio. That's what she did. That's what she listed her pronouns as. She's making a Star Wars joke. And also poking fun at, these weirdos that use their pronouns. She used these pronouns in her bio, and apparently it angered the Transformers. They did not like it, and it caused a lot of backlash. She also compared something to the Holocaust. Basically, from what I recall, she was comparing the treatment of people that were refusing to get vaccinated, and the demonization happening to this group of people as the same behavior that led to the Holocaust, and she was not correct. You had all these people turning on their neighbors left and right, but all that culminated in her getting fired from Disney, and she was devastated. I remember watching interviews of her, and you could just hear it in her voice that she was devastated that she got fired from this role. And she got canceled. And she kind of was quiet for a long time. She teamed up with the Daily Wire to make a movie, Terror on the Prairie. It was an okay movie. It's on Daily Wire Plus if you guys have not seen it. Worth checking out. But after that, you didn't hear anything from her. Well, then Elon Musk's team announced that they would be helping cover the legal fees and representing people who are wrongfully terminated because of something that they said on Twitter. And somebody reached out to her, and Elon Musk picked up her case and is helping her sue Disney, which I think is awesome. Hat off to Elon Musk for just being epic and supporting Gina Carano. Now, obviously, this is going to bring bad PR to Disney. So they tried to get the lawsuit dismissed. But this was from July 25th. Judge rules against Disney's motion to dismiss Gina Carano's wrongful termination suit. On Wednesday, actress Gina Carano, who starred in Disney's The Mandalorian, but was fired after she posted a screenshot of another social media post that warned of the current political climate resembling Nazi Germany, among other personal opinions, took a major step forward in her court case against Disney. Shortly after the high-profile termination in 2021, the Daily Wire announced that it had partnered with a former mixed martial arts fighter for a movie deal. Carano had filed a wrongful termination lawsuit against Disney with financial assistance from Tesla CEO Elon Musk, and Disney responded by asking the case to be dismissed on the basis of First Amendment rights, per The Hollywood Reporter. But Central District of California Judge Sherilyn P. Garnett ruled against Disney, stating, where an organization claims protection under the First Amendment's expressive association right, a court must determine whether the group engages in expressive association. Here, although Disney indisputably engages in expressive activity, including but not certainly limited to producing and disseminating The Mandalorian, they have failed to establish that they engage in expressive association. Furthermore, at this stage in the litigation, the court cannot conclude, as defendants urge it to, that Carano's continued employment by defendants would inhibit or intrude on the defendant's right to expressive association. Carano told the Daily Wire her initial reaction to the decision was jumping up and down, looking at my phone with the biggest smile on my face, and yes, maybe a bit of a squeal. Today I feel like I can fly. So her case is actually gaining traction. There's actually movement here, and I think that's good. Carano said the judge's rejection of Disney's motion to dismiss the lawsuit means it's game on, moving forward into discovery. Yes, this is going to be good, too, because she can, we'll talk about in a second, she's going to be able to call witnesses forward and point out that they didn't, they are holding this opinion, I guess, of, expressive association discriminately, because there are other actors who have made politically charged comments and they still have their jobs. So it does seem like she was specifically targeted for what she was specifically saying. We have a road ahead of us, and I won't pretend it'll be easy, as this is my first time in court, and these things take time. But in the meantime, I'm getting back to work with a sense of liberation, determination, and discipline. I feel free to enjoy making art again, or maybe I actually feel free for the first time to actually make my own art. She continued, my heart craves justice, at the same time a desire to help bring the people who are hurting and lost comfort. Not only my world got flipped upside down these past few years, I want to bring back those people's hope. I'm so tired of the division and hatred. Bring back treating each other like human beings. And I think that's good. I mean, that's encouraging to me, because if she wins this, it's going to send a message that the only opinions that are tolerated aren't just going to be liberal ones. There are also going to be conservatives. After the judge issued her ruling, Carano also celebrated online writing. I am moved to tears. After a brutal 3.5 years, I am being given an opportunity to move forward in the court of law before the judge and my peers to clear my name. I am so grateful for this opportunity. Too, mind you, her reputation severely damaged by all this, because people are thinking she's this person that she's not. That she's a Nazi for making a comparison about the Holocaust. What happened to me was unacceptable, absurd, and abusive, among other things. It should not have happened to me, and it should not happen to anyone else. Moving forward, let it stop here. I quite literally fought to get to where I got to in my career through intense ups and downs, and I'll keep up that fight and continue to do what I love. I appreciate all of you who stood by me and defended me. I am so sorry that similar situations have happened to some of you. I want you to know I see you and stand with you. So that's good news, really good news, and I do hope that she has her victory. I do want to just read this other article real quick, and then we'll switch gears. Gina Carano calls for Pedro Pascal, Kathleen Kennedy, who's the CEO of Disney, to testify over Mandalorian firing. Gina Carano's legal battle over her firing from The Mandalorian could feature star-studded cast of witnesses, including Pedro Pascal, Jon Favreau, and ex-Disney chief executive Bob Chapek, in a joint filing from ex-MMA fighter and Disney Carano, pointed to these names as potential witnesses that could be called to testify in her case. She also included Bear Grylls, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy, Lynn Hill, I don't know who the engineering of the publicity campaign behind Star Wars. Yeah. So I am curious to see what they find out in Discovery and to see how it helps move her case along. And I do think that she has a pretty strong case, because I don't think the ex-legal team is going to invest in this if they don't see it as a clear win. So I do think the odds are going to be in her favor. I do think that this is going to work out for her. And yeah, I'm looking forward to her victory. Another news. All right. So a while back, there was a video circulating of a man who was fighting off these kids in this river, and he stabbed a couple of them, and it resulted in the death of one of these teenagers, and he has just been found sentenced. So this Justin Nikolai Mew has been sentenced to 20 years in prison for stabbing 4 people and killing 1 in the Apple River. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison for stabbing to death Isaac Schumann, 17, on the Wisconsin Apple River in August 2022. He received an additional 5 years for charges involving Dante Carlson, Tony Carlson, and Riley Madison, 6 more years for AJ Martin, and 270 days for the battery count. The judge ruled that the sentence would be served concurrently. The group falsely called Mew a pedophile and a rapist, but the state argued that their actions did not justify the violence. The defense argued Mew acted in self-defense after being surrounded and taunted by the drunk group, which is exactly what happened. So we'll play this clip real quick, and then we'll talk about it. So he's got thrown down. He's getting slapped around here.
I would like to start by letting you know how deeply sorrowed I have been. I am, and I will always be, for the real fact that Isaac is not with you anymore, and that I was directly involved in his very tragic and unimaginable death at such an early age. I never meant for this tragedy to occur. My soul is broken. My heart is very heavy. And I will never be the same carrying such a heavy burden and sorrow. I pray to God for forgiveness, compassion, and love for everyone affected directly and indirectly by the outcome of this tragic event. I'm hoping that you appreciate how much I'm sorry for the outcome of those events. I'm very sorry.
So if you look in this video real quick, you know, these guys are taunting him, pushing him, shoving him to the ground. Multiple of them, you know, they're teenagers, but he doesn't know, you know, he doesn't know how old they are. And he ends up stabbing this one kid. And yeah, it's tragic. I wish it didn't happen. But it seems to me like a very clear case of self-defense. And I do think this guy is being wrongfully sentenced. I do not think that you know, he that he was plotting to murder these people. I think he saw himself in a desperate situation and was fighting for his life. I mean, think about it. You're in the water surrounded by multiple people. You're getting pushed to the ground. Yeah, you're going to panic. So I don't know how they came to this conclusion that it wasn't self-defense. And he does sound like somebody that is genuinely remorseful. This doesn't sound like a guy that is like they deserved what they got. No, he's sorry for what had happened, because obviously it is a tragedy. But I do not think he deserves 20 years in prison for this. I don't. And there's a lot more to this story. just inconsistencies from what I recall in their testimonies that I just think implicate them more than it does him. So that is a disappointing outcome, and it's just a miscarriage of justice. Speaking of miscarriages of justice, this is a tragedy. So, female volleyball player, 17, left paralyzed with brain damage by transgender opponent who cackled with delight after knocking her to the ground. A volleyball player left paralyzed by a transgender opponent has slammed the Olympics over its boxing controversy. Peyton McNabb was 17 when a ball spiked by a trans opponent with force struck her in the face, threw her to the ground, and shut her off her consciousness. A 5'11" trans player cackled in delight as McNabb said after sending her to the floor, as did other players on the opposite team. Miss McNabb was left with brain damage and paralysis on her right side, which ended her dreams of getting a volleyball college scholarship and has made it difficult to walk without falling. That's disheartening. And obviously, there's been a lot of talk with the Olympics because allegedly, and I don't know if both these individuals are transgender, but apparently there's two transgender boxers who have been cleared to fight women. I've seen some conflicting reports, but this goes back to this whole idea of having trannies in women's sports. It just is insane to me that we would even be having this conversation. Of course not. There's obviously biological advantages to the people that were born biologically men. They're faster, stronger, have more endurance. They have more dense bones. They're more muscular. I mean, everything is geared toward them having the competitive edge. And when you put these people in combat sports, it's going to result in tragedy. And what's going to end up happening is the more we have these men masquerading as women invading female sports, eventually we're going to see a real tragedy where a woman loses her life in a fight against these men masquerading as women. And my encouragement to women is to don't play the game. Don't play it. It's not worth your life. Make a statement. Refuse to fight them. Refuse to compete. Refuse to go along with the insanity. Stand firm in what you know to be true. Stand firm in what you know is reality. And stand against the men that are pretending to be women. Don't subject yourself to their abuse, because that's what it is. And these people are exploiting the system to gain an edge over real women who have worked their whole lives to compete in these sports. And it's just a shame that these opportunities are being taken from them. And it's a shame that we're even allowing this to happen. What the heck?